757 Jokers, bitch. Once again, time to do our NFL. What was it? Week 7. What is it again? With a week, whatever the fuck last week was. Y'all see when we post the shit. Yeah, well, you know, saying what we thought of the games and our predictions. Most of them came true because it was signs. But okay, first game. The first one.
New York Giants versus Chicago.
Listen, Giants fan, it's a wrap for y'all. Y'all need to start looking at the draft. The defense is horrific. The Bears, they're not too much better. They had plenty of chances to blow that game out the water. So Bears fans, don't get too happy. Knox.
Alright, Green Bay versus Baltimore. I think we actually thought this was going to be a blowout, but it wasn't.
Not you died. I told you it was going to be a close game.
Well, I thought it was going to be a blowout.
The Baltimore Ravens defense is slowly getting better and better and better. That's all I got to say about it. Their offense is not. People thought it was going to be a lot better this year. I mean, injuries have played a part, but they
need to go back
offense.
to the way they used to be.
They can't just win a close game every fucking week.
They need to learn how to run out the clock and save time.
They need to learn how to run the ball. Ray Rice, anybody that got
Exactly,
Ray Rice is weak. You said run out the clock.
How do you run out the clock?
Well, you still
Run
said
the
that.
clock, ball.
Whatever.
Okay.
They need to get a running back in the draft. Knox.
Cincinnati versus Buffalo.
I thought Cincinnati was going to blow them out. Knox.
No, we need to talk about how good their quarterback played.
He played good. Knox.
Oh.
I mean, what I got to say about that is, I think Cincinnati should be ashamed of themselves for letting Buffalo hang around in there. Knox.
Detroit versus Cleveland. This wasn't even a game. To me, it was a blowout. 15. Well, less than 15 points, but
yeah, Reggie Bush. I want to say he's going to be consistent this year. He's still doing good.
And the fact that he's
and they got all types of weapons on offense. Yeah,
he's just a weapon everywhere. Okay, you want to go on the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
Knox.
Okay, St. Louis versus.
Oh my goodness. I did not see this coming. This is the one area we got wrong completely. I mean,
yeah.
Houston, it's a wrap. Y'all season is over.
Yeah.
St. Louis, I wouldn't say get too happy, but y'all did do well. No, because it's the turnovers the reason y'all got that many points. Because Sam Bradford had 117 yards. Y'all ain't. Don't get happy. Knox.
Oakland versus Kansas City.
Knox. What do you expect? Oh yeah, I forgot we not telling them none of the school. Y'all seen the fucking games. It was 24-7 for anybody that didn't know.
Okay, Carolina versus Minnesota. I would have thought this would have been. Well, no, because they didn't have Josh Freeman starting.
The once that thing happened with Adrian Peterson's son, it was probably too much emotion going on. I mean, you can't really expect too much.
I know he shouldn't have. He didn't play, right?
Yeah.
Did he play?
Yeah, he played 10
should've.
carries for 71 yards. They took him out in the fourth quarter. I mean, Carolina, and because they're a hard team to predict. But I will say the Minnesota Vikings defense sucks. I mean, Knox.
Sorry. Pittsburgh versus New York Jets. Pittsburgh got their first win.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I thought the Jets would really try to grind this.
Let me finish my damn sentence.
You weren't even saying anything. But yeah, Pittsburgh. I don't know. They were average.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, now we're gonna get to a subject.
Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles. We're having a great season so far. We're at the top of the division. This quarterback situation, me personally, I'm just going to be honest, I'm a Vic fan. So if we lose next week to the Cowboys, I really won't care because it won't be Vic's fault. But Nick Foles, he did his job.
No, Nick Foles needs to be started. I'm sorry. Look, he's got 5.
Knox!
Come on. You know he needs to be starting. You just don't want to admit it because he's white.
Once our offensive line starts fucking up, he's not going to be able to run from the defense, and he's going to get injured too.
Well, get your offensive line consistent, and maybe he could throw a couple more touchdowns.
Listen, Vic is the best for the time. If we got to the playoffs, we're not going to win because rookies, and especially white rookies, don't do good. I'm fucking with y'all, any white people watching this. Next!
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars versus the
I knew some shit like that was going to happen. Everybody thought that Denver was going to score 60 points and shit.
Yeah,
I knew that shit was good. Jacksonville, they do suck, don't get me wrong, but they're still a professional football team. You can't just say they're going to fucking...
Like
no.
60 points?
Come on, this is not college. They should be ashamed. I mean, they should be mad.
This isn't, Oregon playing like a no-name.
Yeah, it's still professional football, but Denver, they found a way to get it done in the end.
Yeah. Tennessee versus Seattle. This was close.
Yeah.
That's
next. No, I don't know what to say. I didn't really pay too much attention to that game.
Some of the wins that I feel like Seattle. I look at this
Seattle pulls out. They pull out in close victories, and they're going.
That's what they need to be in the playoffs with, though.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at this game and goes, "Oh, it was an average game or whatever," but that's what it takes for them to be winners in the playoffs.
Yeah, right now they're pretty much Super Bowl favorites besides the Saints. Well, in the NFC, let me get that straight.
Now we kind of predicted this one right. New Orleans versus New England.
I was a little off. I said New Orleans would win 34-20. But New England was able to keep up in the end. It was their defense. Their defense is, that's what kept them in the game.
But Tom Brady's obviously not playing as well.
That's the crazy thing. Tom Brady don't have no weapons. He's still 5-1.
Yeah.
To me, he's the best. I mean, he's the best quarterback. I mean, what can you say?
He's doing it.
With absolutely nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
And you can't deny him. I don't like him.
Okay, Arizona versus San Francisco. I think.
I told you it was gonna be close. I didn't think
that close.
Well, I didn't think they was gonna score 30, but it was 32-20. I didn't, whatever.
I mean,
pretty decent game. I thought Arizona's defense was a little better than
played
that.
well, like I expected.
Vernon Davis got off. He had 30 fantasy points, and we missed out on playing them for bitch-ass Jordan Cameron. Starving.
It's not my fault.
You should have taught me something. I should have realized they was playing Tyrann Mathieu, and Vernon Davis was going to get off on the rookie.
Okay. Washington versus Dallas.
I'm so disappointed in the Redskins.
Yeah, the Redskins.
We wouldn't have had to win this week, the Eagles, if they would have just won that game.
The Redskins need to start finding weapons on the offensive end.
It's a wrap for them too. This season is over.
Because I feel like they got nobody at wide receiver. Nobody.
And the reason they
really... Go on.
Excuse me.
I said God.
They have good wide receivers. The reason they lost is RG3 is having a turnover season. He's having a sophomore slump. And the offensive coordinator is not calling the same plays that he was calling last year, which is pissing me off. They need to go back to that read option shit and run the ball more consistently. And the defense sucks.
Yeah.
Next!
Okay, Indy versus San Diego.
I told y'all that was going to happen. It's just the West Coast curse. You go to the West Coast at nighttime, San Diego is not no pushovers.
Didn't I say it was going to be a pretty high-scoring game? I guess I was wrong on that, and I can't remember. But Phillip Rivers played well.
Yeah.
He got the job done.
They're going to the playoffs. No,
Indy, this is just one of those concerning losses where you're going to look back.
I told you. I mean, they beat good teams and lose to average teams.
But I think they're not going to do anything in the playoffs if they can't even win like this. I mean, 9 points.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's nothing.
They're inconsistent.
And that offense is too good to let that happen.
They could mess around. Well, no, in their division they're probably going to win it, but they could mess around and maybe not get to the playoffs because they only show up for real huge games.
I mean, it's just 9 points against a defense which is...
Bitch, this video getting too damn long.
I'm shocked about this one.
I'm not. I told you that shit was gonna happen.
Shut the fuck up. Now turn off the video.
What?
Turn off the video. This
Subscribe.
is like 20 seconds.
Subscribe to 757 Jokers, bitch.